Hey guys, I had a crazy week and I wanted to share. I've talked about this before with the Amish about God's will, and I want to share a story with you of how my husband and I first even heard that term really used and actually saw people practice that with faith. I want to share something that happened with us this week where I actually embraced that, and it just horrific thing that happened, and I just want to share that story and give you something to have to embrace as well when you get in a similar situation. We're just going to take a drive. This is what our area looked like when my horrific thing happened. But about 3 years ago, my husband got a job with a feed mill, Amish, and he hauls for them. He works for several different families, but at that time, one of the sons, his wife had died and had left behind a 4-month-old baby, and we were just astounded or just so impressed at how well they just said, well, it's God's will. I mean, they were sad, they mourned, but it was such a faithful way that, this is God's will. Each of us go when it's our time. So I really didn't think a lot of it at the time because I thought, okay, that's their faith. That's, how strong they are, blah, blah, blah. Well, just last week, my husband went into the bathroom around 10 o'clock and I heard him in there vomiting. I thought, oh no, he's getting sick. We had both just recovered from COVID, and I thought that's what that was from. And all of a sudden, I went in there and he's clutching his chest, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think he's having a heart attack. Now, if you've never seen one, you're not really sure. I've never been in a situation like this, so your brain's like, is it? Is it not? And we live about 30 minutes from the emergency room, but I went ahead and called 911, and they pretty much told me that our address wasn't even on their roster because we had just built about 10 years ago. And whoever they were sending was coming 30 minutes from the other side, like further away. So long story short, we got in the car and we just decided to drive ourselves. So for that 30 minutes that I was driving, and these were the conditions, but they were at 10 o'clock at night. So it was just really, the roads are not clear. It's ice and snow all over the place. And I just kept thinking about, after I prayed the whole time, I kept thinking about, I'll do what I want. God knows my heart, but in the end, it's His will. And that really gave me peace. It's not that I wanted that to happen. Oh, goodness, no. But there's just that peace and understanding that, God sometimes has a different plan. My husband's fine. He was home within 48 hours, had a stent put in. But the point is, I don't think I could have made that drive so calmly without freaking out if I hadn't thought about those words, it's God's will. So I'm grateful to my neighbors for their faith, the way they live. And I actually admire them even more because I live in the country. I had a phone. I had 4-wheel drive. I was able to do that. But imagine not having a phone, not being able to just jump in your car and go. There's no way horse and buggies could have made it down that road. And, it's such a more harder situation when you don't have those conveniences. And I had them, and it was hard enough. But I'm thankful. I'm praise God for how everything turned out. But I just wanted to share that because sometimes when you're in that moment and you're just not sure if you're doing the right thing, you're not sure, what the outcome is going to be, you have to just trust God that, it's His will. And that's all we can do. So I have some video here. They did air flight my husband out. I've never had that experience before either, but got a little bit of video of the flight, and they took great care of him. I was just so impressed at how fast everybody, the medical teams were so competent and just so quick and calm, and it was just a bad experience. Now that it's over, I can see all the good that happened. So God bless you. And I just thought I would share, and hopefully you can be embraced. Thank you for watching. And again, I hope this is something that you can put on your heart and embrace it. You have a good one, and God bless you.